Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bow and Arrow Tarot and the monthly April outlook for the sign of Taurus. Let's get right into it. We're going to go ahead and cut your deck and pull out your cards. It's going to be quite a lengthy reading. And please do remember, of course, this is not going to resonate for everyone. So straight out at the center, we have Ace of Swords and the Page of Swords. Wow. Whole new outlook, Taurus. All right, above, Knight of Cups, and below, Nine of Wands. Before, King of Wands, and after, King of Swords. Wow. All right, well, right out the gate, Taurus, what can I say? This is a month of big changes, a whole new outlook, a whole new mentality for you. Confidence is coming in, clarity is coming in, creativity is coming in. This is strong. Right? Ace of Swords energy, very, very strong. You're going to get some victory here, it feels like. The clarity and the precision and the strength with which you are processing your mental during the month of April is going to be outstanding. And it's really interesting because, listen, Taurus, you've come from a period. I'm going to come back to this and we're going to be pulling much more cards, but you came from a very, very difficult period. King of Wands energy, it feels as though that recently you really had to pull through some pain and some turmoil. Somebody, you were hurt over these last few months. I think there was somebody who came into you who, a knight of cups. Listen, the Knight of Cups is very flighty. He's not a very committed knight. And I think that somebody really hurt you, or at least you were in a connection with someone that really took a lot of work and effort, and you had a lot of bumps and bruises along the way. Metaphorically speaking, right? I'm not talking about physical abuse. I hope not. But just like it was difficult being with them, right? And then also they really hurt you. And so you really had to pick up the pieces. But you did. Listen, there we go. Boom. Oh my God. Excellent energy for you, Taurus, coming in. King of Wands. Yeah, what you did, you said, okay, let me look at what's going on here. And you said to yourself, okay, I need to reevaluate my life and get working on it. So, this heartache, this period where you really had to sort of work to get yourself together has it paid off enormously. Look at all of that Pentacles energy. Some of you are really coming into money, or you're coming into a lot of success on the heels of that work that you've been putting in. All right. Let me move my clarifying deck. We're going to pull more cards. And so this is part of what you've been doing over the last, I'm going to say, couple of months, Taurus. And how have you been doing that? Under that kingly energy, King of Wands energy that's been kind of leading you, right? So you didn't allow this heartache, this difficult time with this individual who I think probably came in and out. Let's see. Yep. In and out. I generally don't read cards inverse, but Ace of Cups came in inverse, okay, reversed. I usually don't read reverse cards at all. It's very rare that I have them in my readings, but I'm going to talk about this now because I think in this instance, this person was someone who came to you and they weren't honest. They were not at all honest about who they were and what they wanted from you. They pretended to love you. They pretended to come in. And ultimately, what ended up happening was a lot of mental games, a lot of toxicity, inconsistency. So this is what took you through it. This is what really put you through it. I think you had to deal with a situation with somebody that was just really dishonest. There may have been some gaslighting there from this person. Right. And so, it broke up. I want to say you guys broke up, I would hope. Right. But it left you scarred. It left you really feeling down. OK, it left you feeling like you had to rebuild yourself. And that's exactly what you did. So now we come into April. This is the before. We come into April And now you take that energy of the king of like really forging your path and rebuilding. It almost feels like you went back in the fire. You went back into the forge to sort of smelt yourself and reform yourself. You came out stronger, and now you come out with King of Swords in April, and you are on top of your game. Your thoughts are clear. I'm going to say with all of this Pentacles energy, some of you may have quit drinking. I mean, dry January may have lasted into dry everything. Definitely a feeling of your health and your fitness having gotten together here. Some of you then, as a result, stepped up your money game, and you just did a lot to increase yourself on all levels. And what comes in for you in April is like piercing insight, clarity. You see situations for what they are. And your brain is firing. You're coming up with a lot of creative ideas, solutions, etc. Whatever it is you're working on, you are succeeding at it because you are just so clear. You've come out of such a haze. Four of Wands comes in, and a love connection does come in for you in April. Yep. Now somebody's going to try to sabotage that. Somebody's going to try to come in and sabotage that. It's time for me to pull out my clarifying deck. I truly think that this individual here is not done with you yet. And I think that they're the ones who are going to be coming in to sort of try to mess up this connection that you have. A new connection comes in for you strong. It's the 1111 card for you, Taurus. So this comes in very, very strong for you. And you have somebody who also, on the heels of that, wants to sabotage it. Right? They want to take that from you, steal that from you. And I absolutely believe it's this person here, because this person is toxic. They definitely, they played a lot of games with your heart. For that Ace of Cups to come in reverse like that, especially for my readings, the games were strong. Okay, Taurus. But I think you really did a good job getting yourself, because this person here was definitely somebody who was very good at their game. They're the type of person who's very good at getting you in the beginning, reeling you in, sweet talking you, giving you all of that. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, they were really out for self. All they really cared about was themselves, zhuzhing themselves up, increasing themselves, right? On your back. So they got some supply from you. A lot of people talk about supply, narcissistic supply. Energy. They got energy from you. But you were really honest about it. And I think, listen, Five of Pentacles is there. Look, some of you put them out. You may have been living with this person. You put them out. And I think that probably happened in the recent past. You were like, yo, you can leave now. Right? I think enough was enough. When you realized that you had enough with this person, you absolutely decided, okay, let me be honest about this and move forward. And that's why you were able to make such a strong sort of change in your life. All of this abundance coming in here with these Pentacles cards here is amazing. And that's all for this energy. And so all of that momentum, Taurus, is like ushering you into April. You are clearer in your head than you've ever been. You are on fire in terms of your creativity and your work. Again, a lot of work. Whatever work you're putting in, whatever job you're doing a great job. If you're doing something that's creative, like a project, or you're an artist in some way, you're going to be coming up with beautiful ideas. And, you're going to be working a lot with people. Working a lot with others. People, you may even get some attention for your work coming in this month. Seven of Wands. There's still going to be some difficulty. And let me stick with this first. There's going to be some difficulty here and there. You're still going to have to come up with some creative solutions for some of the problems that come your way in April. These will be problems to do. Not problems, but just obstacles, perhaps. Little little things that you have to get around, get over, or make better, specifically to do with whatever your work is, your business that you've been building up. Some of you are building up a business and it's going to be going amazing. But in April, you're still going to be having to deal with some things, but it doesn't matter because you have such strong mental clarity that you're going to be able to come up with the ideas that you need to fix any issues or to make anything better. Love comes in and happiness comes in. 9 of Cups is there. This love connection comes in. Do be careful for this person. You know, this person is going to want to come into you and ruin this. You know, they really are. And they're going to come with a lot of sense. You listen, they're going to sweet talk you. Oh, baby, 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 baby. You know, there'll be some love bombing. Watch out for that because they're definitely only coming in because they see you are about to have happiness with someone. Now, there's no energy on the table about who that is. You're going to have to come back to the love reading, and I am going to link the love reading to this video because each week I do a weekly love reading for all the signs. So I'll link this week's love reading to this video, but it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Especially it isn't going to work because you know what they're up to. You've been dealing with this person before, and this is kind of their modus operandi. You know, they come into you, they love bomb you, and then it turns upside down. Then all of a sudden it's gone, and it's like, oh, okay, you didn't mean it. You move on with your life, and then they come back again. One of the things that really attracts them to you is your independence, even though they resonate with that 9 of Pentacles in the shadow way in terms of being very selfish. They also like the fact that you're extremely independent. You're about your money. You take care of yourself, Taurus. And all of this that you're doing down here, I mean, this is really good, right? Some of you are really going to be making some money this April. And it's not a surprise because, Taurus, you're an earth sign. You're such a hard worker and you like good things, you know. Plus, also with that Ace of Pentacles, the opportunities that are coming your way this month of April are quite amazing. And I think you're going to be there for it, right? You've come through a really difficult time. You know, there's a lot of bruises you've gotten along the way. You know, you've really, gosh, you know, but you still have to do a little bit more work, you know. There are a few more miles to go, you know, so little time. But, you know, you're there for it. You have the energy for it. Just, I want to take care. I want you to really, really take care here with this and with this person who may come in and again play those same tricks. Why do I say that? Because I look ahead and I see a 9 of Swords and an 8 of Cups, and you know, that's a feeling of regret. Okay, so this is the energy that towards the end of April, perhaps towards May, we're going to be looking at, and just a possibility, right? Because of course, tarot isn't exact. It's not a science. It's a craft. It's the art form of sort of tapping into energies. So this isn't for sure, but there is a possibility that, you know, you have regret and you have to walk away from this connection here because you've allowed this person to come in again. And that's what I feel here, Taurus. I feel like you are, you know, you are in danger of falling for it again. Even after all of this work. Now, why is that? Is it because you like playing with fire? Is it because the attraction is still there? I mean, you know that this person, you feel it in your heart that this person really is just playing with you. I think they're extremely convincing. Let me put it to you like that. I think that you're dealing with somebody who's extremely convincing. Empress energy. And Princess of Wands. Yeah, you're dealing with somebody who's very, very convincing, and they know how to turn on the charm exactly at the right time. Now, the way to a possibility for not having this outcome is to really embody Empress and Princess of Wands. Princess of Wands is all about courage, right? Overcoming fears. And I think ultimately there is some kind of fear here you have with this person about really truly letting go of them. Letting go of them and really going towards something that may be more positive and more meant, more fated, more destined for you. Because you're not destined to be with somebody who treats you terribly. Nobody is destined to be with somebody who doesn't treat them with love and respect. Okay? Who lies to them, who plays games with them, Even if you're not together, if you move on and you're happy, you find a twin flame energy with somebody else, your ex is, in an ideal world, your ex or the person you used to be with should be happy for you. Right? I mean, it didn't work out. Things didn't work out. You guys, you needed to do work on yourselves, right? It didn't work out, but now something's working out with someone else and they're not happy. That's just a very dark energy. It's a very negative energy, and it's basically all fear-based. So in order to avoid falling again and then really very much regretting having to walk away, you have to embody self-care, self-love, Empress energy, and Princess of Wands, courage, right? Courage to sort of stand in your truth and stand in the choices that you've made, and not to go back or to fall back on old habits, and it takes work, that absolutely takes some work. So let's go ahead and pull an animal spirit for this month. Really strong month, Taurus. You're coming in this month strong on the heels of a lot of work that you've done, and self-work, work on yourself, work on not just wallowing in sort of pity and like, oh me. This is to be expected that you would resonate so high that you would come into this next phase. Right? The first phase for you was fearlessness and courage and the desire to do it on your own. All right, F it, fine. I'm done with this. I'm gonna do it on my own. I've got to sort of rebuild my self-confidence and self-esteem, because these kind of relationships break down your self-confidence and your self-esteem. Of course they do. Being gaslit over and over in a relationship, it doesn't matter how much you're being gaslit or how smart you are. It takes its toll, and it can take some time to rebuild yourself after that. So on the heels of that is what I'm saying is like, yeah, you've done that, and now you come into the strong swords energy, which is like you fought your way through the clouds and the veil and the fog and the uncertainty and the fear, and now you're so clear-eyed. Clear-headed flamingo spirit. All right. Embrace the in-between. So yeah, embracing this stage right now where you're in between phases. You're coming from a fearless phase into sort of an elevated, heightened phase of clarity, understanding, extreme confidence. Trust your gut. It's right now that you can begin to really trust your instincts. You can really begin to believe that you're on the right track with everything that you're doing. That confidence is so necessary, right? And the flamingo spirit embraces that stage in between, the stage between having worked for confidence and now slowly beginning to get your confidence and just feeling that and being in the moment of that. Let's go ahead and pull your oracle cards, Taurus. This is, it's a victory reading. Please, like I said, take good care here to continue on with this, with this spirit that you have, this independence, this tenacity and this fearlessness, and really be conscious and in the moment, especially in the moment. And when I say embrace the in-between, those in-between moments, when this person is playing games with you, 1 minute they're there, the next minute they're not, suddenly you're happy and suddenly they pop up. Be aware in those moments of what's going on. So that you do everything you can not to have this outcome of regretting. Spirit of the skulls, spirit of lightning, and spirit of the anchor. Well, spirit of skulls, melancholy, illness, depression, okay? Listen, I think that your person will use these tactics to come into you again. Oh, I'm so sad without you. Oh, I'm so depressed. Oh, I miss you. I miss you. They're going to pull out all the stops. They're going to pull out behaviors that some behaviors and so-called feelings that they have not pulled down quite some time. Somebody who, as I say, really kind of goes hot and cold with you, on and off. they're not very honest with you, all of a sudden they're going to be outpouring all of this deep emotion, and you're really going to be shocked, I want to say, and caught off guard. But just please remember that it's this person is really, they're making it up. Spirit of lightning, power, strength, expression. Okay, remember that is there. And spirit of anchor, solid, right? Stable investment. Right now you have that. You have stability. You've built your stability. Continue to invest in it. Continue to sort of put energy into everything that you've built up until now, because April is promising to be a great month for you financially, emotionally, and just in how you are leveling up. And it would be such a shame for you to fall back and really succumb to these games that this person has played, especially since you do have a promising new love coming in. A very strong, promising new love. Just a hint of it coming in this April. Probably will not begin to really become something until May or June. All right, guys. Thank you, Taurus cross watchers. This is your April monthly outlook. I do hope you got something out of it. If you did, that's great. Sound off in the comments, subscribe, like, hit the notification button so you can be notified whenever I premiere another video. If it didn't apply to you, that's fine. Just leave it there. It's not for you this month. All right, guys? All right. That's it. I'm going to wish Taurus and Taurus cross watchers and everyone that they love, life, and happiness. And I hope to see everybody in your next month's reading for May. Bye-bye now.